Well, there you are. We're getting ready to work again on our 1950 International panel truck. Now, as you remember, the last time we were talking about the special clamps. Well, we're getting ready to use those special clamps, but before we do, I want to show you about what we're going to do to get this panel ready to install. Now, originally there were spot welds, boom, 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 along the bottom of this panel. Well, I don't have a spot welding machine. Be nice, but I don't have one. So I'm going to make it look like there was a spot weld. So what I'm going to do is drill a bunch of series of holes along the bottom of that panel, and then we'll come back and we'll weld inside those holes and smooth them down, and when we're done it'll look like it was spot welded. So I made some marks here on the panel, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, see that panel there? I got those two little black marks. We're going to drill holes there, and that way we can put some spot welds. And the same thing along this bottom of this panel. I looked at the other door, and about every 6 inches or so they had a spot weld. And you would think that there would be more than that, but that's what it was, about 6 inches apart. So I'm actually putting in a couple more than what they did at the factory, just because I think that's better. So we have all of our special clamps here. These are those little special spot welding clamps, and they got a little stud that sticks down through the bottom of them. This little guy. This comes up underneath of the panel, and you draw it down tight on this. And this little piece here that hangs down, that gives you the gap that you want between the two pieces of metal. So you're actually going to fill that gap with weld instead of laying over top of it and making a big bump. It would have to be taken care of with body work, and you'd have Bondo all over the place. So we're going to we will use some body filler, but we're going to minimize that area to a small area right where the seam is, and try to keep the rest of the panel straight. Although there are some other things we got to do to this panel to make it straight. But so looking down at the panel, I got this. This is where our special butt welding clamps are going to be. And I've got my little metal bracket here. This is the bottom edge of the clamp. So I got it taped in place so I can just put my clamp in there and go, and I can do all 8 of them. So I'm going to get that set up, and we'll be back to talk to you in a little bit. And remember, I got them right here. My safety glasses, my gloves, and my respirator. Respirator, it's always good. Smells wonderful in there. Ooh. Okay, see you in a little bit.